Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Taseen. Welcome back. As the whole world waits for the COVID-19 vaccine to be developed, everyone's wondering how long this vaccine is going to take. When you develop a vaccine, there are so many different parameters you have to look at, and I talked about several of those in my last video. When you're trying to develop a vaccine, you're basically trying to prime the immune system so that it's ready for an attack by a pathogen or microorganism. And basically what you're trying to do is to take a small portion of the organism or pathogen and inject that into the body so that the body sees that and thinks that you have an actual infection, whereas you don't. And in this way the body can ready its defenses, the proper required components of the immune system, so that when you get an actual infection, your body is ready and can clear the infection as soon as possible. Some of the parameters you need to look at include the route of immunization. So if it's a respiratory pathogen, like the current COVID situation, you want a vaccine that's going to protect you in this area. Whereas if it's another kind of pathogen which is in the bloodstream, you probably need some kind of immunity which is going to protect you in that area. You also need to think about the duration of immunity. How long of protection do you need? So these are some of the very important parameters vaccinologists and microbiologists like to study and look at before they design a vaccine. How is the COVID-19 vaccine being developed? Many research institutes, including the Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization at the University of Saskatchewan in Canada, also known as VIDO Intervac, as well as the Canadian Centre for Vaccinology at Dalhousie University, the Jenner Institute at Oxford University, and the CDC and NIH, and many other organizations around the world are trying hard to develop a vaccine against COVID-19. Many of the approaches include taking the spike protein, which is found on the surface of these viruses, taking this spike protein and making a vaccine with it. And the reason for that is the spike protein interacts with the protein called the ACE2, which is a receptor for this virus found on the surface of respiratory epithelial cells. And what happens is the spike protein interacts with this so that the virus can enter the respiratory epithelial surface and start replicating and cause infection. So if you take the spike protein and put it in a vaccine and inject it into humans or animals, you can develop antibodies against this and block this interaction between the spike protein and the ACE2 receptor, and in this way you can get protection. This is a very unique strategy. I think it's very promising, and I think we should see some results very soon. We all hope, and I'm sure you hope as well, that we develop a vaccine, that the researchers develop a vaccine very soon, and that we can all be vaccinated against COVID-19 so that we can start living our normal lives. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.